Gonna be Athaman versus Huge Buttman. Immediately get a barrage by all this lava burst off the bat. As Huge Buttman got himself a trusty fiery elemental, trying to go for a big haymaker, knocking Athaman a good distance away. Hammer hanging over his head, just trying to see if he can play it super safe. Maybe go for a bit of healing as the hammer does end up slamming down. Not doing that much damage actually. Last to wrangle up Athaman. Yet another knockback, does get caught by the lip of that bridge, but the Earth Shocks and Frost Shocks could potentially slow the Paladin down. As Huge Buttman trying to see if he can leap over him. It's going to be a bit of knockback. Oh my god, just bouncing Athaman like he's a tennis ball. Just bouncing all over the arena. Spell Warden for Athaman. Got himself full immunity to magic damage. Just went huge. May just need to go for some healing. Walls getting used up. Got himself a bit of a Ghost Wolf. It's going to be dropping down away from Athaman. And Athaman does not want to chase after him immediately. Now that Spell Warden is gone, maybe this is where a Huge Buttman could make a play. But that Spell Warden for Retribution is insanely good. Immunity, instead of going for physical damage, immunity to magic damage regardless. Is going to be a knockback with a root onto Atha, as it gives Huge Buttman an opportunity to at least catch up a little bit of healing. Mad Lava Burst is going to fly in at Atha. It's going to be Frost Shocks to follow to freeze Atha in place. He does have Banner Freedom. Yet another knockback as soon as he finally gets to range the Shaman. And this is where Huge is trying to see if he can avoid it. Dude, this Frost Shock build is so good. I love this Lava Burst Frost Shock build, man. The Shock build is incredible. Earth Shock, Frost Shock, Lava Burst. It's so many instant casts back to back. It is fantastic. Trying to see if he can fight back through the 6 minutes into the duel. 31% dampener. It's actually quite a high bit of dampening. Atha without immunity got himself full wings. Big hammer hanging over the man's head. Everything. Huge Buttman can't do nothing but play defensive. Has to run for this as best as it can. Hammer is going to slam down on him. Does it? Can somebody confirm? Can you land inside the hammer? Because I'm thinking you can right now. I think he had a hammer above his head twice now. And then he just gets the last second line inside of Atha, and the hammer doesn't even go anywhere. I don't see the animation. I don't see the damage. I don't see nothing. It's going to be yet another hammer. Have to try to see if he can make something off of this. Big wall together with Shield of Vengeance. He's tanked up as much as possible. Huge Buttman get yet another knock. There goes the hammer. That time it slammed down. That time it actually did something. Ground? Maybe, actually. Could have been ground. I didn't think about it either. Knockback again for Huge. Got himself a trinket. Last second. Got himself Fire Elemental. 7 message in the duel. The man trying to see if he can fight through this Athaman. Oh my god. But Athaman got bubbled back up. Man, this is rough. Stun around the corner. Athaman trying to see if he can avoid a Huge Buttman. Does go in for. I think that was a grounding. I think you guys are right on that. I think he does end up using grounding to avoid that as best as he can. Maybe he can go for a big setup. Primordial setup right now. Lava Burst flying in. Does he get himself big damage? Earth Shock to follow. Athaman maybe has himself a Hand of Freedom. Trying to see if he can go for a stun. Huge knockback, but it doesn't go nearly as far. Wake of Ashes maybe will take him down right there. Got himself a bit of a trinket to amplify the damage. Huge Buttman does go for a big old knock. Trying to go for a little bit of healing, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. Athaman might just be able to enter right there. Big hammer hanging over his head with a Judgment Raptor. I think it just might be over for Huge. With the last one, trying to see if he can let inside the guy. Oh man, but does go down. That was a rough one. That was rough. But Lau's gonna be up next. You don't really have much of a dampener to work with. It's gonna be a march which Atha just leaves. Atha just leaves up to take down Huge. Well, I guess his god. Maybe he doesn't want to fight into all the dampening. Laos is gonna be up next though. Versus, I guess, Grifka. So they are sending out somebody over in Team 2. I wish Atha didn't leave that one, man. I feel like she just stuck around and kept playing through. Laos taking a lot of damage though by Grifka in the opener. Got himself Exil. Definitely needs to CC this rogue as best as possible. May need to use everything he's got. Knocked back into the rogue. He's gonna go for survival of the fittest. Big damage reduction with the turtle shell last second. Trying to go for first aid, but looks like the rogue is able to puncture through those bandages before he could really complete his cast. Grifka is gonna go for a bit of a shot meld. Does he have a flare down? Laos definitely will need to use anything he can in order to prevent Grifka from attacking him. Grifka does have a human ritual coming back up, so if he's very careful, he should be able to use that human ritual to break out of any of those pet stuns versus Laos. Laos trying to see if he can park his back towards the wall. Maybe walk Grifka through a freezing trap. He definitely needs a breather. Try to go for a camo last second. Will not be able to get out in camo. But at least he's going to be a freezing trap for a second. Does Laos have himself a proper go versus Grifka? Should be able to slow him down. Grifka with a shadow step should be able to close the gap. Doesn't walk into the steel trap though. Shadow step one used, but does he have a second one? Second one getting used. Stun onto Laos. Does not break it out of very quickly. Steal scatter shot for a second, but Laos maybe going down here. Oh, secret technique, but Grifka did not want to give Laos an opportunity to play whatsoever. Rat Pally up next. Try to see if he can maximize some damage. Worse is Grifka, but the gouge comes out. The rogue looking to escape. Got himself a smoke bomb. Rat Pally, I think, trying to see if he can maybe just go to mount up. Grifka with a secret technique wall immediately for Red Paladin as he's trying to see if he can mitigate some of the damage from that rogue's opener. Disarm, and he's got himself a big old hammer hanging over the man's head. Trying to see if he can maximize some damage. Massive wake of ashes. Blind as the rogue is trying to see if he can avoid it, but as best as possible, the hammer does end up slamming. So it looks like the hammer cannot be line decided, because otherwise the rogue was definitely line deciding the Paladin there. Gonna be a Red Paladin with a bit of a sanctified blessing, trying to see if he can prevent any kind of CC, but it looks like Grifka trying to wait it out until Sanctified is over. And yet another cheap shot. Does he have any survivability? Hard to follow, has a trigger for those who cheat death and ready in case it needs to. Comes a Shadow Blades into a vanish. Ice is still holding on to that cheat death. I cannot believe it. He's still alive. Red Paladin with a bubble. Wait, Rogue can actually maybe end it right here. If he has a stun, Grifka will not. Oh, Red Paladin doesn't know if he has a stun available. Grifka does end up staying. Oh my god, he does end up taking it for his team. Well done with Shinoa from one Paladin into the next. Grifka, at this point, I don't really know what you can do versus a Paladin unless you're going to get all your cooldowns available. At this point, you might just need to get in there, soften him up, get some cooldowns out so then the rest of your team may be able to take him down. I think at this point, your job is to chip past the Paladin's defenses. You have a job as a rogue to make sure that your team ends up scoring the W. Grifka trying to see if he can go for a bit of an opener. Shadow Strike of the bad stun on Shinoa as the Dupree wall is full go with a cheap shot of Raptor. Trying to see if he can function the Paladin's defenses. Cloaker shot is really early, so Grifka does not get stunned up at all. He's going to go for a blind with Shinoa. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of a shadow step. Still, I think was able to avoid Shinoa quite well. Either way, though, a hammer hanging over Grifka's head is going to go for a bit of a vanish. I think the hammer is avoided while in vanish. So maybe if you stealth up, the hammer definitely can be avoided. Could potentially go and interrupt Shinoa. Couldn't you off that opener? Or just going for that Shadow Strike? Is going to go for that interrupt and is going to go for a stun. Maybe be able to deny Shinoa any kind of defensive with that kick. Potentially no bubble. Wait a second. Shield of Venus breaks through very quickly. Bubble does come out. Grifka needs himself a reset. Does have yet another vanish. Trying to go for another shadow step. May just want to go for a vanish here. Big wake up action slamming right through his stealth. Is able to get himself a bit of healing. The hammer is going to do a bit of damage, but I think he may just have something versus the Paladin. Actually, does he take down the Paladin? Right down Paladin. Oh, Grifka is the Paladin Slayer. My goodness, he does take two of them down back to Ja. Is going to be able to claim him in the void, not letting him play the game much longer. My goodness, boys. With backhand going to be up next. I love that mount, by the way. It looks beautiful. Going to be reflected immediately to Jala. It's going to end up reflecting those VTs back at himself. Mad damage on a backhand as we're super high in dampening. 82% dampening. You ain't healing nothing from this one. You're not healing anything whatsoever. My goodness, big slammer into Ja does go down. You fight a 10 minutes game first again. Yeah, it is the first game in a while that we had 80% dampening. You are right. Grifka does end up slaying 3 and is able to blast past these Paladins, man. Well done, Grifka.